So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
I'm trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is not much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiva grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
Everybody needs to go, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is the 420 radio show.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, God, the cow came in. Who let the cow in? Who let the cow... Anyways, hello. This is the 420 radio show. Hi, how are you? Come on in the chat room. Say hello. We're sitting in there. We're sitting here with Trev. Hi, Trev. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Not too bad. Trev Bungay is here to talk about... I got my notes. Help.
Cannabis.
Thank you.
Going to talk about the
trauma healing centers.
Yeah, thanks. I had a mind fart there for a minute. I was just getting my notes.
I can smell it.
Was it really that bad?
One or more of the hosts may have over-medicated this evening, just for your general knowledge.
Yes, and anything that is said by anybody on this show...
it will be held against you.
No, it won't be at all.
Just the opposite. You're not responsible for anything that you say.
I ain't responsible. No, I'm under the influence. Okay, so we are here tonight. We're going to talk about Trauma Healing Center. And Trev works with veterans all over Canada, helping them acquire medicine that they need for various ailments. I'm going to let Trev explain what his business does and what he does there and all that.
Sure. So, we have trauma healing centers. We started this a year ago. Actually, was on this same show about a year ago, discussing opening. It's been almost a year now. I think it'll be a year, January 22nd or 28th time frame. And we'll have a total of 6 clinics now up and running. And we'll have close to probably over 1,000 clients by mid-January. Every one of our clinics provides basically a multi-disciplinary approach. So you can come in, you can see the doctor, get a prescription for medicinal marijuana. You can see the psychologist. You can get a massage, talk to a nutrition, and talk to some peer support advisors that we have in each center. And anything you need is basically going to be covered to help you through with your recovery.
Wow. And what's the government doing to help now?
Right now, not too much. I mean, Veterans Affairs Canada, obviously, they're paying for all of our veteran clients that are coming in, both military and RCMP, which we have about probably 200 to 300 of those.
Wow.
Most of the people that are coming through are civilians and deal with a lot of chronic pain. So Veterans Affairs Canada and the government, we're putting together a pilot project right now that we can start putting forward and hopefully get some more services under our roof to help people out.
It's time to do something, that's for sure, man. I mean, it's
yeah, it really is. Yeah.
These men and women fight for our country, and now we're trying to fight for them, and that's the long and the short of it. And
100%.
Right. So basically any veteran can contact any of your outlets and be seen.
Oh yeah, anytime. They just go on to www.traumahc.com on our website. You go in there, you can find the info email or a toll-free. Any one of those will connect you and get you set up to go through any 6 of our clinics right across the country.
Right on. Perfect.
Yeah.
And you say the majority of your clients are civilians, so there's a lot. Do you also handle walk-ins?
Not so much with handling the walk-ins per se, but we do have a shorter wait wait time than most places, just because we've managed to be able to get a few more doctors to be able to prescribe for us. So we're hoping by probably end of January this year, or 2016, we're going to have probably 5 to 6 doctors that are prescribing for trauma healing centers only. So that will lessen the wait time significantly for people coming through the doors.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's a big factor with a lot of them, because once they find out that they can be taken care of, then they find out they have to wait.
Yeah, for sure. We try to keep our wait times down as obviously as less as we can.
Health Canada used to be 3 and 4 months at a time for wait, so
This is true.
It doesn't, even Veterans Affairs Canada with the operational stress injury clinics right now, somebody who's released from the military or the RCMP, they've got a minimum 6 month to about a 2-year wait before they see anybody. So it's just crazy, right?
Yeah.
The doctor prescribes it, and you should be able to get it now. You should be able to leave, go to the place, pick it up, and be good.
Yeah, I agree.
Like anything else.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's really coming. I mean, for us, I think we're about probably 2 weeks of somebody coming through the doors and then getting their stuff. I know that OGI in particular, once you're approved, I'm pretty sure they will let you order without even getting approval from anybody else once you have a script, because they want to lessen that wait time, right?
Tell me something. When somebody comes into your clinic, can you go through the procedure for me, because I'm exactly the kind of person that would walk through your door.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is we've set up a peer support advisor, and it's basically a volunteer right now. We're going to try and change that soon, but somebody who's going to greet you, they're going to welcome you to the clinic. They're going to explain the process. He or she will help you with any paperwork you need help with, any policies you want to know. They're there for that. You're going to see the medical doctor. You're going to see the psychologist, and you're going to come up with a plan that everyone thinks you're involved in that plan, right? Mm-hmm. So you're going to sit down with the 3 of them, and you're going to figure out what's going to work best for you. And if psychology is not what you need, then that's fine. If you want massage therapy, if you want all of our services, you can do that. It's up to you.
So it's a walk-in center, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we do like to have referrals from family doctors, which usually, honestly, we have never had an issue with. A lot of doctors that are not willing to prescribe, they're just not educated in that area, and are totally willing to make a referral to send somebody to our clinic. But at the end of the day, no one's getting turned away.
Now, I deal with a lot of patients, and I've got a lot of patients that can't get a referral from a doctor. Mm-hmm. I've got patients that are too scared to ask their doctor about it because they're afraid they're going to lose their doctor. I mean, there's a lot of different circumstances I've seen where people just can't get a referral. It's not even close to that simple.
Really? Yeah.
We've also had the horror stories right across the country where patients have asked their doctors if they would sign for them or what they thought of it, and as soon as they mentioned it, the patient was no longer, or they were no longer their patient anymore. The doctor fires them.
The worst one I heard was about a month ago, 3 weeks ago. Somebody was telling me there's a doctor and they'll sign your papers, but you've got to sign a piece of paper that says you give up your driver's license.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, that one's just retarded.
Yeah. It's just about the education. I mean, you guys know that.
Absolutely.
Most of these people are just not, as smart as they are at being doctors, they're just not educated enough to make a sound decision. At the end of the day, when you're talking about marijuana, it's still a medicine, and every doctor is ethically supposed to tell you every ounce of medications that are out there in order to help what you need. And if they're not telling you about medicinal marijuana and what it can do for you, then they're not doing their job, period.
I agree. But a lot of doctors have never learned. Most doctors get their education from the sales reps that go visit them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's a known fact. And of course, the pharmaceutical companies use the patients to act as the reps by having ads and saying, ask your doctor about it.
Yeah.
Well, your doctor doesn't know because he hasn't seen the ad.
That's right.
He's just going to go and look it up.
That's right. Yeah.
And with a nutritionist at your clinic, I mean, you might wind up having people to be able to come off drugs too. So
we do it all the time. A good story, actually, just 2 weeks ago, I had a lady call me on the phone one night. She was actually crying on the other end. She's like, I'm sitting next to my husband. He's been through. He was on Dilaudid for 5 years. And 2 weeks ago, he just took his last Dilaudid pill. He doesn't take sleeping pills anymore. He's got no more pain, and he's able to carry out a fully functional life again. And she couldn't even believe what it had done for him.
I never get tired of hearing stories like that.
No, I know, right? We hear this stuff every day. It's crazy. The calls and the emails and stuff that we get.
I'm just looking at your...
We get so pissed off when they say there's no proof, because we know it's bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean,
see it every day.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I tell everybody when I do a lot of presentations across the country. And I mean, this is what I tell people. I know that you want to see stats and stuff like that, but the proof is in the pudding. You know, we see it every single day.
Are you calling me a liar?
Exactly right.
It's called proof in practice.
That's right. Yep.
And we've definitely proven it.
Oh yeah. So it's just getting better and better every day. I mean, I'm seeing it every day because
just look at a patient's record and the pills that they're not taking anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's measured by the doctor. So there's your evidence.
Exactly. Yeah.
I used to take 27 pills a day.
Yeah, I hear you. I think I was on 19 at one point.
I'm down to 2 now, and I'm still getting high off of them, so I'm cutting back again.
Yeah, I don't take any anymore. I'm done. It's just...
The only ones that I take are the ones that I make myself.
Yeah, yep.
If I don't make them, then I don't take them.
No, I hear you. We've, I think we're really we are making headway. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, we only had one doctor for a long time, and now we're up. We're going to have probably 5 to 6 here in the next month or two. Just a matter of when the rest start working. And I mean, this is huge for us because you know we can prescribe pretty much now all the way from Ottawa, Etobicoke, Hamilton, right through to Fredericton, Moncton, and Halifax. I mean, that's going to cover a lot of area, right?
Right. Now you plan on expanding into next year.
Yeah.
So how far west are you going to go?
We're going to go as far as we can.
Right.
Yeah, we're past the point of opening clinics without doctors anymore. You know, it's just not. We just can't do it. It just doesn't make sense to us.
Right.
So right now we're working on PEI, St. John's, Newfoundland. We got some good leads out there, so we're going to concentrate on those two. And then I think Winnipeg and Kingston is probably going to be the next after that.
Perfect.
And I just want people to know that if somebody sends me the name of a doctor who prescribes medicinal marijuana, if they sign a contract with THC to work for us, we'll pay them $1,000 in cash, just for the referral.
Just for the referral.
Yeah.
I'll do some checking. I could use $1,000.
I know.
I think Chris had a question too.
I didn't say nothing. I'm just sitting here listening.
Me too.
I feel like I'm deer in the headlights.
I thought I'd cut you off earlier. Sorry about that.
I'm not saying a word. I'm just sitting here. Listen,
I'm just minding my own business.
But
just enjoying it.
Well, I'm actually reading your frequently asked questions page.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I like that you're flat out about you're not there for crisis. You're there to, this is for long-term care.
Yeah.
But you're giving everybody the right information here. I've got a big problem with misinformation, which is going on right now a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when Do you get a lot of people coming in with PSTD or PTSD? Sorry, dyslexic.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a victim of post-traumatic stress, and I've dealt with it. You know, and I've learned very quickly that prescription drugs and trying to do things on your own is a death sentence. And once I changed that mind frame and switched over to medicinal marijuana and started a treatment plan that worked for me, I saw things change within, 3 to 6 months, that I was able to be like, Jesus, I can get my life back, right? So that's the kind of the program that we developed and how we want to just keep moving with it. And it seems to be working really well. We haven't had any complaints, I must say.
So I have a question for you then when it comes to treating PTSD. Have you got yours basically treated to the point where it's no longer an issue? Or does it kind of still creep up on you every once in a while?
You know what? It's going to creep up. And at the end, we all know that post-traumatic stress is not going to be cured, as it is right now. So what you're learning is, with your medication and some coping techniques, it's very easily controllable,
Right.
But you still, you still have those times. I had, for years, I didn't sleep, and every time I woke up, I was, just on high alert and checking windows and checking doors and freaking out all over the place. And now I find with the medicinal marijuana, I smoke before bed, and when I wake up now, I'm in the sane mind to say, you know what, man, you're in Canada, you're safe, shake your head and just go back to sleep. I don't even get to bed anymore, right?
Can I ask how you medicate?
What's that?
Can I ask how you medicate?
I usually vape, and I eat a lot. I do a lot of cookies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I find edibles brings me down to a level where I'm kind of tolerable. I have ADHD, so I'm a little off the hook sometimes. But I find that without it, I'm all panicky and I get the jitters, and then it's literally after that first puff, I'm like, whoa, all right, well, I got to do some shit today.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also know that it's very easy to over medicate.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
There's lots of different tricks if that happens for people.
I prefer Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of Pink Floyd, good segue there, buddy.
Sorry.
I watched the new Roger Waters' The Wall today, and I really enjoyed it just because it's The Wall.
Yeah.
Really, that's the only reason. I'll watch it. I don't care who's performing it. I'll watch it, and it was really cool. Put me into a mindset that it, was calming. Music does that.
Yes, it does.
Do you guys use music and things like chess and things like that to try and get people motivated and past an episode?
We do. Actually, in every one of our clinics, we actually have a puzzle right in the waiting room that people come in and they sit there, and while they're waiting for their appointment, they're just putting this thing together, and it really calms them down.
Yeah.
And we must break that thing apart 5-6 times a week. People just come in and they start plugging away at it. Next thing you know, it's finished. So
puzzles are kind of like video games.
What's that?
Puzzles are kind of like video games. You can climb right into them, right?
Yep. Make the mind think of something else, and you've got it.
Yeah. So listen, we've gone 19 minutes here.
Yeah.
And I think that we're going to take a little break. It's 4:20 somewhere.
Got to be.
And
it is actually, it's 4:20 in BC. Light up.
Yep. There you go. We're going to listen to some new Bobby Rush. It's called Mary Jane. This is the 420 radio show. We will be back. If you're not doing anything and you're listening, come on in the chat room and say hi. Hi. Hi, Chrissy. Hi. Hi, Dale. Hi. We'll be right back. Hi, Chrissy. Hi. Hi, Dale. Hi.
Oh, Lord. I ain't gonna do it no more. I got high last night. I got high, I didn't go home. Mary Jane, Mary Jane, can't you see what you have done? Lord, I can't even find my car, and baby, all my money is gone. Oh Lord, it is 5 o'clock in the morning, and the rooster crowing today. I know, as soon as I hit that door, I already know what my woman's gonna say. Well, I guess that she said go, gotta pack my things and hit the road. I've been out all night long, having fun, and I got stoned. Mary Jane, Mary Jane, Mary, I gotta leave you alone. You got me floating in mid-air, making a lot of tracks, ain't getting nowhere. Oh Lord.
What's in your prescription medications? Ever notice the long list of side effects that most medications come with? Even listing risk of death? Does it make sense to put something into your body that could cause death while you only strive to be healthy? Prescription medications do not work for everyone, and most have serious side effects, causing your supplies of prescriptions to increase for treating symptoms that other medications cause. Fortunately for Canadians, Health Canada provides a safe, natural alternative for you. At the turn of the 20th century, cannabis was the most widely used medicine in the world, with over 5,000 years of recorded use and not one single recorded death. It has been used successfully for a number of conditions due to the unique medicinal qualities of the natural plant. In 2000, Health Canada approved the medicinal use of cannabis for a wide range of conditions to improve the lives of Canadians. Side effects of cannabis may include increased appetite, dry mouth, euphoria, or drowsiness. As with any medication, care must be taken when initially treating conditions with cannabis until the proper dose is established. Cannabis may not be for everyone, but it may be a healthy alternative for you. Talk to your doctor or contact us online at mcacanada.com.
The dog's here too.
Hi, guest. Take a name. That's what Dale says in the chat room. Come on in the chat room at lifestyleradio.net or lifestyleradio.ca. Pick one. We're all in there. Lori's not here because she's not feeling well. She's got a bad throat, so she decided to take the night off. And Chris has done some news for us, so we're going to listen to that in a little bit. And we're sitting here chatting with Trev. It's Bungay?
Bungay, yeah.
Yeah. And Trev works for Trauma Healing Centers. Where's your head office?
Head office is in Cole Harbour in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Cole Harbour Road.
Okay. Cool. And you have 6... I'm just recapping. That darn radio thing.
In case somebody was stoned and missed it.
Yeah, yeah. You have six. It's really just for me.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
In case somebody was stoned and missed it.
Yeah. You have six stores right now. Well, 6 shops. What do you call them? Six centers?
6 locations.
6 centers. So you said, I heard you say Kingston. You're going to come into Ontario?
We're in Ontario right now. We've got 6 clinics total. We've got one in Dartmouth, one in Moncton, one in Fredericton, Ottawa, Etobicoke, and Hamilton.
Oh, awesome! Are you now? I'm in rural Ontario, Midwestern Ontario. Are you gonna come up into the small towns because with things are changing? Okay, we need somewhere to go to get quality cannabis up here in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I'm in Ontario's great farmland, and unless it's somebody who knows what they're doing, the weed is crap. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And although there are a lot of people that know what they're doing, and kudos to them, they do a great job and they help a lot of people, but they're not doing it to help a lot of people. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So here's a question, because based on that, since Al so eloquently brought it up,
was it eloquently?
I think it was pretty eloquent.
Okay. Thank you.
With the future changes that may come out as a result of the government, is your organization going to then offer dispensary services as well, or is that something that you don't want to entertain?
I don't think that we will entertain that, just due to the fact that it's going to be so busy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just going to, not that we wouldn't, but I mean, I'm assuming that licensed producers are going to be the ones that are involved in that.
Oh, I'm sure there will be, but
yeah. I just don't think we'd even be able to.
Do you, in your own opinion, do you think that everyday Joe says, okay, I want to open a dispensary, I got a bunch of people who know what they're doing, are going to be able to do that? Or do you think that it's going to be confined to, like you said, the LCPs opening them?
I think what you're going to see is you're going to see the provinces handle it just like they handle the liquor. That's what I see.
It has been the suggestion has been made that LCBO take care of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be one bit surprised.
I think, yeah, I look, I had this argument. I had an argument with my buddy the other day about being able to grow, and he made sense because he was saying, like, if the government gave everybody the medicine that they needed, who were on disability, couldn't afford it, whatever reason, okay, it would make things a lot easier. But they can't, and they're also saying that we can't grow at home. But if they allowed that, then it would make things a lot easier for a lot of people.
It would, yeah.
Some people take it for granted that they've been given the privilege, and it is a privilege as far as the government's concerned, of being able to grow their own medicine. But it is a right too, right? I mean, Marcel, would you still grow your own meds if they took that away from you, that right away from you, that legal right away from you?
Oh yeah, if not, I'm going to die.
There you go. Chris, I don't know if you grow or not. We've never talked about that.
Yeah.
No.
No, you wouldn't grow?
No, I would grow if I had to, absolutely. Right now, there's no need to, so.
Right, but I mean, if they come out with a ruling and say there's no more homegrown operations and you have to purchase,
I'd lose my shit.
Right. But would you grow?
I'd grow anyway, just to make the point.
Yeah. And that's, I think, more than anything would be to make the point. Well, no, not really. It's be to have medicine. Because I can't afford to purchase.
What do you think the chances are, though, Marcel, that he's going to allow it?
I don't think he's left with much choice.
I mean, it makes sense that, yeah, fine, if you want to smoke recreationally, even though you're smoking medically, if you want to smoke recreationally, that's your choice. You go right ahead, and if it becomes legal, all the power to you. But as somebody who has a doctor saying you can use cannabis as a medicine, I should be able to step around that and be able to medicate where I want, where I need, that kind of thing. And that's all over the news right now.
Oh yeah, even where you can medicate is all over the news.
Well, yeah, the last couple of days. I mean, like, I think somebody slipped up and said something they shouldn't have, and now they're backtracking. You know?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting how they come out with the way they came out with it.
Did you talk about it on the news there, Chris?
Yeah, I just kind of lightly go over it, but it's it looked like they didn't do enough consultations before they made their decision on what to do, and now a bunch of people lost their minds and wrote letters, and now they got to go think about it a little harder. They haven't changed their mind yet. They're just reevaluating the whole thing.
In other words, somebody spoke before they should have.
Yeah.
As usual.
Yeah. I mean,
the calls that they'd be getting would be from both sides.
Yeah.
Because there would be a lot of the patients calling.
And they'd both be saying, what the fuck?
That, hey, this is a great idea. It's just that there should still be some limitations. And I didn't read what the entire plan was.
They're all worried about the fucking children. Dear God, won't somebody think of the children? That's the problem. I mean, the kids are going to get cancer and die. It's ridiculous.
Well, with the amount of poisons that they're putting into their kids every day, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea for them to take their kids around to those spots. Just to get them a little boost of cannabinoids to help them out.
I mean, nobody's going to get something from being outside, not that far from somebody who's medicating it. That doesn't work that way.
I'm going to start an argument. Okay.
Go ahead.
If it's legal, and that means it's legal, right? Doesn't
that
it?
means it's controlled.
Okay, but it's still legal.
Yes.
Okay. So then, are they going to set an age limit, like they do with alcohol?
Under the control. So legal means that they're still going to be controlled. So they're very likely there's going to be an age limit.
But that'd be a recreational age limit, not a medicinal age limit.
I was just going to say that,
right,
Chris, because I mean, there's really no age limit as far as I know in Canada as to when you can get when you cannot get medical cannabis for a child. It's all up to the doctor and the parents, right?
Right. So technically, cannabis has been legal in Canada since 2000.
Okay.
Because it's been controlled since 2000, so that some patients, through basic luck and perseverance, were able to acquire it.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it when we had an exemption to the law, then it was being legal?
Yeah, we were exempt of it, so it was still being. It's still an exemption for us. Still means it's legal for us.
Okay.
Right. So any patient could then turn around and get it, and that's what they can get now. The legal market for recreational or whatever is coming is still going to have controls, and it'll be controlling how many plants you'd be able to grow, or if you're even able to grow your own, how much you can have or purchase at any one time, where you can purchase from, and how much taxes you're going to pay on it.
So basically, they're just saying
the patient side is completely separate from that.
Yeah. Okay, but they're just saying they want to control the people who want to have fun with it, and they want to control the people who have medical need for it, and they're going to do it differently, or are they going to do it the same?
Oh, it's always about control.
It's always about control. So they're going to have two separate entities, one for medical, because patients are going to be able to grow because they're just going to keep fighting in court.
Yeah. Well, we can hope.
The problem is if the prices are as high as they are right now, and they don't come down to a more reasonable level, they're never going to eliminate the black market, and nothing's going to change.
That's right. Kids will still be getting it because there'll still be people selling it to the kids.
Well, that's never going to stop anyways.
No.
There's always going to be the black market. There's always, just like there's the dark web.
Well, not always. I mean, they was it Uruguay that ended it by they sell it legally for $1 a gram everywhere. It's not even worth it to do it.
Let me ask a question.
There's no age limitations on it.
Let me ask a question from one of our U.S. listeners. If you're out there, that maybe somebody lives in California or in Washington or Colorado. Oh shit! Now I forgot. Never mind. It'll come back to me. Fuck! I hate that, man. Fuck.
See what happens when you medicate.
What were we talking about? Shut up, Marcel.
Because he got high. Age limit.
Oh, age limit. Yeah.
And Uruguay's pricing.
And Uruguay. Oh well.
$1 a gram, that eliminates the black market.
Okay, there you go. But in Colorado, is the guy down the road still in operation?
Of course he is, because they're like $30 a gram down there. It's insane.
So you think that if they bumped it down to a manageable, reasonable price, that we might abolish that? They're not going to want to do that, though.
No, but it's not even a reasonable. Like I said, you'd have to go beyond reasonable. You'd have to get it out the door at, like I said, $1 a gram.
To me, $1 a gram would be an acceptable price.
Yeah, grow fields of it outdoors like they do everything else and sell it by the ton. Okay, and then just end the whole argument. That's all they have to do.
I can grow outdoors for less than 10 cents a gram.
You'd be able to buy cannabis oil in quantities enough to bathe in.
Yes, and you should be able to.
What? Wow. I'm just saying. It might sound ridiculous, but if it was grown like any other plant can be, then you'd have tons of it, and none of this stuff would be an issue at all.
Right, and you don't need all the harsh chemicals and pesticides that they use in all the other crops that they grow. Yeah, grow food there. So
let me throw something at you. Okay. You are allowed right now under the law. How many? I'm echoing. Woo hoo hoo hoo.
Yeah, you're doing a good after that.
Wow.
It's Trev's phone.
It's Trev's phone.
My phone? No.
Yep.
Hold on.
No, it's Mr. Can of Cream.
No.
How's that? It's better?
Yes, it's much better. It's not.
No, it's the same.
It's Chris.
I just turned mine off, so.
Huh. I guess we're going to listen to the news. If everybody can mute for a second. That would be awesome. If everybody would mute. There we go. We're going to listen to the news that Chris has done. We're going to figure out what the echo's all about. Again, shut up, Dale. And we'll be back. This is the 420 Radio Show. Come on in the chat room and hang out.
Good evening. I'm Coulter Wonkite. I'm already into the 420, damn it.
Thank you for joining me on the 420 Radio Show. This is Chris Backer with your 420 seconds of news. In a study done this week, or just came out this week, the University of Iowa's National Advanced Driving Simulator was used to determine that they find that virtually no driving impairment under the influence of cannabis. In a study sponsored by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the National Institute of Drug Abuse, and the Office of the National Drug Control Policy, this is what they've actually discovered. As expected, there was impairment in all areas of testing when alcohol and cannabis were mixed, but cannabis itself, when taken in moderation, caused no significant driving impairment. In fact, some would say it made them a safer/slower driver. Once in the simulator, a 96 Malibu sedan mounted in a 24-foot diameter dome, the drivers were assessed on weaving within the lane, how often the car left the lane, and the speed of the weaving. Drivers with only alcohol in their systems showed impairment in all three areas, while those strictly under the influence of vaporized cannabis only demonstrated problems weaving within their own lane. Drivers with a blood concentration of 13.1 micrograms per liter of THC, or delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, the active ingredient in cannabis, showed increased weaving, and that was similar to those with a 0.08 breath alcohol concentration, which is the legal limit in most states and provinces. The legal limit for THC in Washington and in Colorado is 5 micrograms per liter, the same amount that most other states have considered using. This study shows how alcohol is much more dangerous than cannabis, while one is legal and the other still isn't. Another important finding is that while roadside tests can detect recent use, they are, like I've said before, not a reliable measurement of impairment. This week also in the news, well, actually last week, the Vancouver Police Department put out a tweet where they warned parents about the dangers of shatter and waxes. Well, this week, the Vancouver Police Department had to put out another tweet apologizing for the inaccurate shatter tweet. The Vancouver Police Gang Unit issued an apology online last weekend for posting online that shatter and derivatives of cannabis could cause an overdose. They had said, "Parents, please educate your children on the dangers of shatter. We cannot lose any more young people to senseless overdoses." Are you friggin' kidding? No wonder they apologized. What if anybody drowned in the backpedaling? In their apology, they admit what they said was well-intentioned, their comments were inaccurate and have been since deleted. Snow's a-coming. Is it ever? And here in Metro Halifax, there is a program offering assistance for getting your shoveling done. It's for front and back steps, walkways, and access to your fuel tanks. Now, the deadline for the program was December 1st, and it was available to seniors over 65 and people with disabilities. But the program, I called up today to see what was going on, but the program is now full. They're taking people on a waiting list. The only other thing you needed to have was you had to not be a landlord, live where you own or rent, and have a household income below $30,000. You can call the YMCA to get put on their list for that if you're in need of it at 902-483-3678. Great program. I just became aware and it's already full, so I'm sure the waiting list is going to be long. Also, out of Ontario this week, medicating in public is now allowed in Ontario due to the two new regulations. It doesn't matter if it's a non-smoking area or not. It can be theaters, restaurants, offices, stadiums, playgrounds full of children. They're worried about playgrounds full of children. Even legislature. This is the star.com, and I got to say, the way they put this article out here, this is one-sided. They didn't even enjoy writing this article. The Canadian Cancer Society also warns that people exposed to secondhand marijuana smoke, they call it, may have many of the same health problems as people exposed to cigarette smoke, including an increased risk of cancer. Again, people, it's not marijuana, it's cannabis. Stop using the wrong word. Okay, and nobody's going to get cancer. Okay, it helps people. It doesn't make them sick. Okay, you guys need to stop your lies. But employers and restaurant owners and other proprietors only have to say that you're not allowed to do it. They have a right to overrule any medical cannabis smoking. And, I mean, I suppose you could show them your ID, but nobody but a cop is supposed to make you be able to produce your medical documentation. This law gives us the right to medicate in public, but only as long as other people say it's okay. That's not a law at all. I mean, that's kind of where we're at right now. Thanks for nothing. Also coming out of the dispensary area, we got, the licensed producers, we got Canopy. Canopy is the combination of tweed and bedrocan to form a gigantic LP conglomerate. They're $3.92 million in the fiscal second quarter, which is up 44% over the first quarter. This is 3 months for Tweed and 1 month for Bedrocan together, and they're up $3.92 million, which is about 5 cents a share up, and that's 7 cents over the whole year. Tweed and Bedrocan are taking care of about 7,300 patients, and they're earning 8 times the sales this time as they were at the same period last year. So glad they're doing so good off us sick folk. Thanks for nothing. And on a slightly lighter note, there's the condom challenge. Lately, you heard of the Ice Bucket Challenge. People are now filling condoms with water and dropping them on each other's heads to support the idea of safe sex. All I have to say about that is if you drop a condom on somebody's head and they're looking at you through a condom, they are no longer sexy, and safe sex is guaranteed because you're going to have no sex. All right, Marcel's passing me a piece of paper here. What do we got? Looks like the Associate Health Minister of Ontario is reevaluating the decision to allow us to use cannabis in public places. How is that not a surprise that they're going to be flip-flop or wishy-washy, huh? Well, thanks for sharing that, Marcel. That was the news. This was Chris Backer. Thank you for joining me. Peace, love, and hippie shit. Good night.
And this is the 420 Echo. And we're back. Hey, Chris, can I ask you a question?
Shoot.
Did you get a paper cut when you handed Marcel or that piece of paper?
No, because he handed me the paper. But no paper cut. It was completely done with all safety parameters followed.
Okay, you were wearing gloves and everything.
Eye goggles, the whole works.
Cool. So we're
safety first.
Safety first. We're still sitting here chatting with Trev, and I'm going to cough here. We're gonna
that man on the back.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. I don't have Buster. We want to talk about something that happened with Facebookie, where Trev and his company is not allowed. You're not allowed to advertise anymore. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, they won't let us do the paid advertising, or the boosted posts or stuff like that anymore.
Reason?
Because they say that what we're doing is involving illegal activity, because obviously marijuana is considered illegal right now. So
I know that Steve Elliott
in the United States.
Yeah, Steve Elliott has actually been shoved off of Facebook and Google at various times. It seems that when you and me as well, I can't advertise on Google. I went to advertise about 6 years ago, the show, and I was advertising a certain dispensary, and they said because of that banner, I couldn't use Google Ads, and I was like, okay. And that was actually per a call that I got from the Google people head office there down in wherever they are, and I've considered using the whole advertising thing for the show, and I'm puzzled at in 2015 how can they even think that? I mean, you have a business that's very public about helping people. You're not even offering cannabis to anybody, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I agree.
Now you have options, because we're talking about this. You have options for selecting your demographics.
Yeah.
So can you select it for Canada only?
I don't know. I've never tried that.
Is it so? It's they won't let you advertise in the States. In other words.
I assumed everywhere, but maybe it is just the States.
But Facebook is a U.S. company, so we're kind of bound under their laws for the most part. But if we can set demographics to advertise in Canada alone, then there should be no reason.
Is there any law in Canada that says that Trauma Healing Center cannot advertise their business?
Actually, there isn't. There's regulations in the MMPR for licensed producers not to be able to do that.
But they're not even, I mean, like, these folks, from what I understand, are advocating cannabis. That's really all you're doing, and offering support to people who need it and pointing them in the right direction. Isn't that what we've been doing here, Marcel?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the fucking problem?
I don't have a problem with it.
And I don't understand how they don't get to advertise anyway. If they don't advertise, people don't know what they're looking for, where to get it, or anything.
Which is
whether
causing
it's a doctor
confusion.
or cannabis.
But that's the whole goal. You got to remember,
confusion.
they don't want everybody using cannabis. Look how much money the pharmaceutical industry would lose.
Exactly. Yeah. That's
Keep everybody in the dark.
Pardon me?
Keep everybody in the dark.
Here's the prime example. California, state of California is roughly the same population as Canada, as the country. Both California and Canada started their medical marijuana programs around the same period of time. The last time I checked, we had 40,000 registered in Canada, and they had 750,000 registered in California. Where did we go wrong?
No short shorts.
Or something. But in California, they advertised it. And in California, they all voted on it.
That's right, yeah.
But you see, I still don't get this. How can they say, no, you can't do that? You're not even advertising cannabis. You're advertising your business, which is a healing center.
Yeah, that's right. And, I mean, we're going to... I'm going to reach out and figure out what's going on, because that's exactly the point is, we very rarely even mention cannabis in any of our advertising,
Marcel,
I sent them an email today on that whole subject, told them you guys were an essential service.
Yeah.
You know what? Just you guys talk for a minute, but whatever you want, and I'm going to look up, I want to know what the top things that are searched for on Facebook are. I'll be right back.
Lindsay Lohan.
Probably. You're probably right.
I don't know, from the amount of people trying to sell cannabis online on Facebook, I would say
Caitlyn Jenner.
Is it really?
I'm looking at the top 100 Facebook list, and right now, Facebook for every phone. What the hell? Talking about. All right, talking about. Ellen DeGeneres is pretty high up there, but this isn't a very good page. So I'm going to keep looking, keep talking.
I just got the connection. I mean, Ellen was destined to be giving stuff away on a talk show. Ellen DeGeneres?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't get it. I don't know why they would fire us off like that. I mean,
now, did you just get one of the pop-ups, or did you get an official notice?
Just a pop-up, I believe.
Okay.
I just found out about it this morning, actually. I haven't even talked about my staff.
Now,
yes.
I've been blocked for adding too many people at one time. I got blocked on Twitter for about 6 months for adding. I was playing with a script. I'll be honest. I'd never done it before, and I hit enter, and I got 20,000 people on my fucking list there, and it just kind of went a little nuts. Sorry. I mean, there's lots of little gadgets that you can get to add yourself here and add yourself there. So, but this whole marketing thing on Facebook and do they realize that the market that they're turning away?
I don't think they are. They do, because I mean, it's huge. I know every time I go on my website, on my Facebook page, personal one, I can scroll down and see, 10 to 15 different things about medicinal marijuana. So they're missing out on a ton of money when it comes to advertising, I think.
But
I agree.
There are services that you can get into for advertising your business that is cannabis related. They do have companies that are doing that, right?
Right, but the problem is where are they advertising it at? And how much exposure does it get? As much exposure as Facebook gets?
Yeah, Facebook gets a lot of exposure, but you know what? It's not the be end and all. I mean, if it disappeared tomorrow, a lot of people. So they would flock somewhere else. You know, that's the game. There are. Did they dump your page?
Nope, we've got everything. We're still up and running perfectly. We can still post whatever we want. We just can't advertise for some reason.
Through their paid service.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're losing out on a lot of money.
That's the simple fact of it.
Because there's a lot of legitimate businesses. And if Facebook has a concern, maybe Facebook should change their parameters and allow selecting areas for demographics, such as Colorado being allowed to advertise within Colorado.
Soon it's going to be discrimination.
Pretty much.
Isn't it already?
Well, no, discrimination that somebody else will care about besides us.
Oh, okay.
I was just reading Dale's.
I was just seeing how long it would take for somebody to say something. That's all.
I was reading Dale's chat, but he's still typing, I think so.
I was watching a little floaty go by.
Oh, did you catch it?
No.
Right, so Trev's got another engagement he's going to run off to.
Yep.
Yeah.
We should let him go.
Okay.
Although he doesn't want to go. He'd much rather hang out with us.
Take it easy.
Yeah, guys, take care, and we'll do this again sometime soon, eh?
Yeah, and good luck to you, Trev.
All right, guys, take care. Have a good night.
Good work.
Thanks.
All right, bye.
Now what?
Do. And now a song.
Okay. We're going to listen to Adam Sandler's new Hanukkah song, and it's part 4, and he did it this year. He just the other night he performed it. So
this is the song we'll be playing?
This is the song that's going to be playing, and it does contain a little of the puffy. So this is the 420 radio show. I'm Al. Marcel's over there. Lori's probably...
She might be listening.
And we're here for another hour. So suck it up and come on in the chat room. And we'll be right back.
Chris went to go pee.
Yeah.
No, I'm right here.
And we'll be right back.
Chris went to go pee.
Yeah.
No, I'm right here.
All right, everybody come back in. Come on back in. Hurry up. Are you ready? Adam Sandler! Put on the yarmulke. Here comes Hanukkah. So much Hanukkah to celebrate Hanukkah. Hanukkah is the festival of lights. Instead of one day of presents, we get cake. When you feel like the only kid in town without a Christmas tree, here's the 4th list of people who are Jewish. Just like Jesus, Olaf, Punky Brewster, Scott Rudin, and me. Joseph Gordon-Levitt enjoys eating kugel. So does Stanley Jake Gyllenhaal and the 2 guys who founded Google. Adam Levine wears a Jewish star, so does Drake and Seth Rogen. Goldberg has a gold yarmulke to match the belt he won from Hulk Hogan. We got Scarlett Johansson, talk about a kosher crush. And if you need a higher voice to turn you on, how about Geddy Lee from We may not have a cartoon with a reindeer that can talk, but we also don't have polio, thanks to Dr. Jonas Salk, smart Jew. Put on your yarmulke, it's time for Hanukkah. Harry Potter and his magic Hanukkah. Celebrate Hanukkah. Jared from Subway. God damn it, a Jew! But guess who's Jewish and can fix him? Love Lines, Dr. Drew. Get on it, Doc! Princess Leia cuts the challah with Queen Elsa from Frozen. David Beckham is the king of soccer studs and also a quarter chosen. Ron Jeremy's fully Jewish and so's his foot-long buddy. Shia LaBeouf is half a Jew, but 100% nutty. It's cool that Santa Claus makes Christmas so merry, but we get two jolly fat guys. Ice cream's Ben and Jerry, both Jewish. From New York to Ironica, get up there, celebrate Hanukkah. Don't mess with the Zohanaka. Let's all get along for Hanukkah. So drink your Jaeger Babaka and smoke your medical Chronica. If you really, really wanna go, have a happy, 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 happy
So Marcel's decided to stay. Where were you going?
Doesn't matter. I'm staying now.
I was just looking at this article here about the e-joints.
Yes, e-joint.
It's the new form of marijuana that was seized in New Brunswick.
There's nothing new about it.
Contains THC, says the RCMP.
Right. So what it is somebody had maybe one or several of the cartridges.
Yep.
For vape pens filled
I
up.
got one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one sent to me.
It's not a new form.
No, and I actually discovered very quickly that instead of putting the e-liquid in there, you put a tincture in there, and it works just fine and dandy doodles.
Now, and see, this is the thing, and this is what I have a hard time with both the media and possibly the police, if that's where they're getting information from. But the media is sensationalizing everything. There's a paragraph that says, they look similar to regular e-cigarettes, but contain cannabis oil and tetrahydrocannabinol, THC.
One is
the psychoactive component in marijuana, he said.
Yeah.
Well, cannabis oil is marijuana.
Yeah.
Right? So, and THC isn't a separate component, it's a component in it. But they have to sensationalize everything.
And you know what? What they
downplay is the fact that large amounts of marijuana and hydromorphone were also seized during the vehicle search. Well, I'd be a little more concerned about the hydromorphone.
What is that used for?
It's morphine.
Oh, okay, the morphine. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like that they use cannabis oil as the dum-dum-dum and marijuana. You know, so it's like cannabis oil and component in marijuana. It's the same thing.
We just had 7 judges tell us it's all the same.
Exactly.
In every form. 7 of the highest judges in the land. Half of them were conservatives, and they had to admit it was the truth.
I posted an article this morning. I'm just going to go here and look it up here.
Just one article?
Well, yeah, just one.
One that you remember.
One that I remember. It was an article, a video article from City TV. I'm not sure where, like what station though. And she went into one, maybe 2 or 3 dispensaries and asked them why they were there running illegally, basically. Did you get a chance to look at it, Marcel?
I saw a bit. I think I got to watch almost all of it.
Yeah, I mean, I was flabbergasted to the point where I had to say something, so I tweeted to her, and she didn't understand. I basically said, articles like that instill confusion because, I mean, we're sitting here telling people, I'm sitting here smoking a doobie right now. So, as Marcel, Chris is dabbing.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's everybody else there doing, Chris? They dabbing as well, or are they smoking doobies?
We're passing the joint around.
Okay, so I'm sitting in Ontario, and Marcel and Chris are out east in Nova Scotia.
Opposite ends of the province.
Okay, so...
so when I passed him that piece of paper during the news, that was a long reach.
Yeah.
It's big enough to hold us all, Marcel.
My point is that the laws up here in Canada allow us to now... are we allowed to smoke pot now anywhere we want? Or are we allowed to smoke cannabis in some places? Or are we allowed to smoke marijuana in some places? Pick one.
I use cannabis as the times needed, when, where, wherever I am.
Now, but they said that they were going to allow that, right?
In Ontario.
In Ontario. And then they said, no, hold on a minute. Basically, right? And now they're rethinking it?
Well, right now they got everybody with the Smoke-Free Places Act and the new thing with the vaporizing. But right up until then, smoking cannabis wasn't smoking. The only reason that you had to respect the smoking laws is because we signed that we would when we got our license back in the beginning with the MMAR. Beyond that, though, you could basically smoke cannabis anywhere, and you're going to get in trouble. But when you have your day in court, you weren't smoking, you were medicating, and that's all there is to it.
Oh, I got my little pink piece of paper that I will whip out.
Because it used to say, under for smoking, it says tobacco.
Well,
specifically tobacco.
I
So
know
that
that
was why they got screwed.
Yeah, and I know that one of the reasons why there's so many, in Toronto anyways, one of the reasons why there's so many vapor lounges is because the bylaw states tobacco.
Right.
So, I don't know if that's Canada-wide or just in Ontario or just in Toronto. I'm not sure how that works. But, and that's how they're able to keep operating. But they're trying to change that, right? And
not necessarily change it. They haven't said they're going to change it. They still have some time before the new regulation to take effect anyways. So they're just going to rethink and look at how it's laid out and if it's going to be acceptable or not.
I saw an
based
article,
on feedback from everybody else.
I saw an article that said the Ontario OPP are going to be backing off cannabis.
That was in Aurelia, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look what Chris and I did here last week.
Yes, that's right. We never talked about it either.
Didn't we talk about it?
No, we never brought it up. No.
Oh. Can we talk about it?
I can't see why not.
I don't no names, and sure.
Let me put it in a joint.
We'll
clear your throat, Marcel. Have at it.
Can we choose a fictitious name?
Well, no, we don't even need a name. Okay. What happened is...
I just wanted to have some fun, damn it.
Maritimers United for Medical Marijuana got contacted by one of the RCMP expert witnesses for marijuana. Right? And basically wanted to interview some patients that use medical cannabis so that he could better learn the medical side of it. So what we did instead was we set up an information session where several of us came from around the province and met him in a neutral location and had a nice, frank discussion about cannabis, medical use of cannabis, and the fact of how much money they're actually wasting. And it went over well, didn't it, Chris?
Was he being open with you like you were being open with him?
Oh, very much so.
So he was being candid with you?
He was very candid right from the beginning, because basically it started with is I want to learn how to refute some of the stuff that's said on the stands in regards to medical cannabis.
So he's a cop. He's a cop that actually wants to know the law.
He wants to know law because he and frankly, he said that most of the time that when they're get arresting people these days, or they're doing the rape, people throw their hands up and go, "I'm medicinal." Okay, so it's important for him to learn the difference between what might be medicinal and what might not be. And we kind of explained that we were about to make his job a little bit more difficult.
And basically we did. And it's not all cut.
But he learned, and that's what was cool. So, and he was, like I said, it was a great conversation, and
he had lots of questions.
Really nice guy.
Now, what's going to happen from that? Do you think?
I think what's happening is very likely their expert witnesses are getting tired of being made look like fools on the stand.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, because I even asked him if he was the one that wrote the policy that. Anybody that used cannabis or more than 5 grams of cannabis in a day would be comatose. I mean, that to me was one of the stupidest statements ever said by a police officer on the stand.
Wow.
But his response was, that's from the literature that they get. This is why he's there to learn. Yeah. So he wants to learn it. I know, if you're listening, you can use more than 5 grams of cannabis and you won't go into a coma.
I think I've probably had more than that today. How many grams have you had since you got up today?
Me?
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah.
Maybe 10.
Chris?
I've been cutting back.
Chris, and yourself?
I've had 3 since we started the show.
I've smoked
3 grams?
I've smoked three doobies since we started the show. And
I've gone through a few joints.
I've had like 3 before the show, so yeah.
And I may or may not have smoked a hash joint.
I will also say, yes, I've had 5 or so doobies. I got a half of one in my hand here, but before I had any, I was on the couch. I could hardly walk. I've been on the couch and sitting in my chair working on the show all day, like I do on Fridays, and just sitting here. And just kind of, I need something for the show to get me through the show kind of thing. And it helped. So now you get to listen to me babble because
you're high.
Medicated.
Because you got high, because you got high, because you got high.
See, that's one of those side effects that's only hard on other people.
I found a website called Audio Burst. And if you go on Audio Burst, you can actually search all kinds of wonderful audio news clips from different radio stations. And they have a bunch of them here that are on medical marijuana, cannabis. So I wish somebody would just fucking pick already. Right? Somebody just messaged me and said, I can smoke a quarter a day. I can smoke an ounce a day, dude. What?
I can't afford it, though.
No.
Yeah, you can't afford to smoke an ounce a day. That's the problem.
Yeah. I'd feel pretty good if I felt... Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm legally licensed to use, is an ounce a day. And I've used much more than an ounce a day.
Can we talk, because now I know he's listening, can we talk about this? Okay. Somebody who has cannabis all the time gets to the point where a recreational person would say, I need to change my strain because I ain't getting buzzed no more.
Yeah, it's usually if you're smoking every day.
Hold on. Now, somebody who's medicating every day will get to that point. But if you don't have it all the time, it's like a fucking roller coaster ride.
It is.
But when you get to that level, like if the onion got pulled out from your cheeseburger tomorrow and you couldn't use your oil anymore, you would do a flopsy-turvy, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, because I'm very much addicted to the relief.
That's what I'm getting at. Okay, that's exactly what I'm getting at. I mean, they're talking. They're talking here. E-joints are fucking being seized. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Vapor lounges, don't go in there because you're going to get vapor. And then they, come on.
Yeah, but I ingest far more than I smoke.
Okay, but you have to do that.
Right.
You have to eat lots, right?
That's not by choice.
And I know for a fact he doesn't like the
is-
taste of cannabis.
Pardon me?
You don't even like the taste of cannabis.
No, I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the taste of it. I mean, I love the smell of it growing. And I love the smell of fresh cut plants.
I love the smell of it. It's growing, burning, bubbling.
The burning, not so much every once in a while, but all the time gets very irritating and monotonous.
Yeah, I know. My neighbors say that.
The
to me all
taste
the
is
time.
the same way. But that's just me.
So
I love the taste. I mean, I like dabs because it's the taste without all the plant material.
Right, it's the plant material that I have the problem with. I love concentrates. Hash is still my favorite.
But yeah, well, I mean, why burn all that plant matter? It's
exactly.
It's hard on the chest. It's hard coughing.
Yeah,
it's smoother to. I mean, you cough your brains out if you take a big dab, but don't be a pig.
Exactly. That's the biggest problem. People are. Sometimes they tend to be a bit of a pig, and then don't realize how much that's going to expand in their lungs.
Do you like the stone?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, in its time and place. I mean, everybody likes to release. That's why they have alcohol and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So for the recreational side, if I want to kick back and have fun and relax instead of going and get drunk, I'll just use more cannabis, and I'll make myself high.
I'm high right now.
I may or may not be. I'm not really high now, but I've changed strains for my ingested dose, which means that I was in too much of a hurry and I didn't bother testing it to see what strength this was. Made capsules the same way. They're obviously a little bit stronger, but that's fine because in a day or two I'll be right back to normal anyway. So.
See, now I don't have to change strains. Okay, I could smoke White Russian only forever and ever and ever because I don't necessarily smoke it for the high. I smoke it for a pain relief, and it always relieves my pain, so I get what I need from it that way.
Right.
I mean, the only thing is if I smoke Russian exclusively after, a couple of months of that only, I turn into a bit of an asshole. So, that's the only reason you need a break.
I'm one of them instant assholes when I have none. Just shake me and call me a prick.
All those little things that people do that normally wouldn't piss you off,
piss me
all
off.
of a sudden start to irritate you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you have a social phobia, when you aren't around a lot of people all the time, some people are social butterflies. I used to be. When I was bouncing, I was with people all the time. But now
I've never been a social butterfly.
You've never been a socialite.
No.
Chris, how about yourself?
I used to go out all the time. I don't now. I've got the one eye. It's hard with people. You can feel them beside you. You can't see them beside you. It's almost disorienting sometimes. But I used to love it. It just doesn't happen. And I don't have the money now either. I was working then, so it was easier to afford to go out and have a good time.
Seems to always revolve around money, eh? And it's unfortunate because everything's so fucking high in price now. Nobody can afford anything unless they're making $100,000 a year.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm living. Somebody, my friend Kelly, pointed out that. Actually, no, it wasn't Kelly. It was somebody. It was one of my friends pointed out that, on ODSP in Ontario, which is disability, we're living. A single person lives almost $10,000, $11,000 below the poverty line.
Yeah.
how the fuck am I supposed to afford my meds?
Here's the thing. What is the poverty line in Canada?
I think it's 27, isn't it?
No, I think it's more like 16 or something.
Oh, really? No, it's not that low. It can't be.
It's like 20. I was just wondering. I knew it was closer to 20.
I'm going to look it up.
Between there and 30, I think.
I'm going to look it up. The wonderful thing called Google. Google. What am I supposed to be Googling?
Google?
Yeah.
Find you everything.
Okay, you do it.
Except that, because... No, go ahead. You look.
What am I looking for? Exactly.
I thought you were looking it up.
What am I looking up?
You wanted to know what the poverty level was.
Oh, yes. 22K. Somebody just told 22,000. Somebody just told me.
Now think about disability. Maximum disability is around 12,000 a year.
Hold on. For maximum disability, I get we'll say $850
a month.
And that includes a special diet because of my diabetes.
Right.
Okay, and
but that's through ODSP.
That's through Ontario Disability Support Program. Yes.
All right. CPP disability
you get a lot less. Right?
You get about $12,000 a year.
Okay, so you
so
get less.
Times a year you guys get to go to Cuba on that.
Wouldn't that be friggin' nice?
Wow.
Yeah. So the poverty level is at 22,000.
Excuse me.
And
burping in your ear.
Disability pensioners are getting 12,000. There's a bit of a problem there.
Just a little. I'm wondering if Mr. Trudeau is going to do anything to help that situation. What would help?
Nice, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, okay, what would help if they even paid a little bit towards, okay, I go and I get my Sesamet every 28 days. Sesamet, if you don't know what it is Nabalone. It is a synthetic THC. Okay, not CBD, THC, and it's being used to help with ADHD, with chronic pain, for somebody who doesn't want to take. I refuse to take opiates. Okay,
it was originally designed for side effects as a result
cancer.
of chemotherapy.
Yeah, of chemotherapy and stuff like that. But they're using it to control vomiting and things like that. But they found that it works for ADHD, and it calms me down, keeps me not tweaking out or anything. But it's covered. Everything is 100% covered. But they won't give me the real stuff. I tried. I have a new doctor. And I was talking to her, and I asked her about switching from Nabalone to Sativex or Sativex.
Yep.
It's kind of like tomato. And
it's terrible.
But I asked if I could switch to that because I've had a tincture, and it really worked for me. And it's a natural extract. Even though it's alcohol-based, I don't have a problem with alcohol, so that wouldn't be an issue. Okay, but it is a natural plant extract. And,
have you tried it?
No, I haven't. But I'd like to, because I would rather take that in any case, whether it's horrible or not. I would rather take that because it's a natural plant extract over something that's a powder that could possibly screw up my kidneys. Okay?
Oh, I fully agree. The problem is as Chris can probably attest to this, Sativex is one of the least flavorable tastes that you're going to put in your mouth.
So what? So I'll suck on a lemon beforehand.
Oh, I don't even know if that would help.
No, it's pretty horrible.
And it's pretty weak because it even states that the average dose is 6 to 8 pumps through their little micro sprayer. I make tinctures all the time, and mine is one dose is one pump.
Okay, but for somebody who does not have access to it. I live in housing. I can't grow. I don't have a DG.
But you go and you
get
purchase.
it when I get it.
You go and purchase at a dispensary, correct?
When I'm near one, yes. But
When you're at a dispensary, why don't you purchase concentrate?
I'm thinking about it. But
you purchase concentrate, and I'll tell you how to mix it, and put it into a spray pump bottle.
Yeah, but it might not be good. I know that the one place has ISO. They don't have RSO. So I'm back to that make it myself thing. I can't make it myself because I don't have the product. I can't buy enough product to make it. Here we go around.
Wait, what's wrong with the ISO one?
ISO is still RSO.
It's still RSO.
Is it?
It's just using a different solvent that gives you a wider range of cannabinoids.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Didn't know that. So I learned
it's
something.
It's what
today.
I use.
Okay. I learned something today. I didn't know that. Okay, so I will consider that then. For sure.
In all honesty, that would be my first choice before what's claimed to be RSO, which could be made with naphtha or grain alcohol.
So basically, it's isopropyl that they're using.
Yeah.
Okay, which is what I would use to make it anyways. Okay,
Exactly.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get that one.
All right.
And then I'll tell you how to make it.
If you want to be a purist, you either use moonshine or Alcool or instead, right?
I used to mix Alcool with grape Kool-Aid. Oh my God, that was so yummy. Sorry, flashback.
You're still cooking it all off at the end. It doesn't matter. There's none of it left anyway.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter.
All right. So then that's what I shall do.
Yeah. And you'll get yourself your own tincture and make it last longer.
But that's not. But tincture isn't with isopropyl. We're talking about oil with isopropyl.
Right. He's going to get the oil. Once he gets the oil, then I'll tell him how to make a tincture with the oil.
Now, I've done that, and I didn't find that it mixed very well at all. I found little floaty globbies and stuff. And
floaty globbies?
You just don't know how to do it right.
Whatever.
There's tricks. There's tricks to the trade.
Beware the floaty gobbies.
I'll teach you the trick.
Teach me, Obi-Wan.
Not you. I'm going to teach how.
Screw you then.
You know it all.
Teach yourself.
Hey Chris. Are you a know-it-all?
No, God, no.
There's no such thing as a know-it-all.
No, I learn something new every day. I'm open to everything on it when it comes to
I
this.
just learned something too today. I was staring at some. I will look into it further and find out. Yeah.
Seriously.
Now, question: if I was to make said ISO, what would the ratios be?
Not that one. No.
Depends on how much you want to spend.
Okay, so for instance, when I make butter,
yeah,
and make my cookies and stuff, which I don't even want to hear it, Marcel.
Yeah, I know, whatever.
Okay, we're on the same page there. We agree to disagree.
That's not a matter of that. That's personal preference.
That's right. That's exactly what it is. But anyways, I need a magic butter machine is what I need. And then I can just dump a quarter in every now and then and make a little bit of oil.
Right. So what are you going to make? What kind of an oil are you going to make? Coconut?
Yeah.
Olive?
No.
Soy?
Hemp seed.
Not in the magic butter machine.
Oh, it heats it, doesn't it?
Yes.
Now,
So that's
okay.
That's why I say extract it down to a pure oil first.
I find it really funny how I actually, without even knowing it, direct the conversation because I wanted to talk to you about that too. We were talking about when you're mixing different various things. A friend of mine had a direct question. He wanted to know if he grinds up some cannabis, mixes it up with some hemp seed oil. Decarbs it, mixes it with hemp seed oil. is he going to have a medicinal value out of it?
Has it been decarboxylated or not?
Yes. He's going to do that first.
Yes.
Why?
Heat it up, mix it with oil.
But don't heat up the oil, right?
Heating the oil actually helps release it a bit. But ideally it doesn't.
You burn off your omegas, right?
Fats dissolve the cannabinoids.
Yeah.
Right? If you heat them up, it'll do it a little quicker. Because the fat is thinner and can move.
But you would burn, if you heat it up too much, you're going to burn off the omega-3s in the hemp seed oil, right?
Pardon me? I was reading the chat room again.
That's okay.
Sorry.
We're talking hemp seed oil.
Yes.
You don't
hemp
want
seed oil, if you heat hemp seed oil up over 50 degrees Celsius, it's no longer an omega-3 oil.
But you can warm it a little bit, right? You can warm it a little bit?
I would say up to no more than 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Without losing?
Without losing.
Because really, what other value other than the omega-3 is the hemp seed oil going to give you?
Well, I mean, the hemp seed oil is full of nutrients. It on its own, it's a mega food.
Well, I mean,
and there's CBD in it.
What?
There's what?
There's CBD in the hemp seed oil, isn't there?
Yes, there's trace elements of all of the cannabinoids. To be legal, it just has to be sold with 0.03% alcohol or THC, sorry, not alcohol.
Yes, alcohol. This is the alcohol radio show.
The legal limit for foodstuffs of THC in Canada is 10 milligrams. A maximum of 0.001.
I wonder if there is an alcohol radio show.
Yeah, there must be an alcohol radio show.
There must be. We should have them on the show. We can get drunk with them. We'll get drunk. They can get high.
I just read this the other day, and I believe I can't remember.
Need some filler music or something. Come on, somebody talk. What are we saying?
I was waiting for you to speak up there, buddy boy.
There, I just did.
I'm looking through Facebooky.
Okay.
And
Marcel's got his thing going on, and so he's going to drop the ball in my lap.
No.
Entertain me.
Entertain me. Come on, jump, monkey, jump. I'm looking. I enjoy scanning through while we're doing the show in case I find something,
10 parts per million. There you go.
10
I knew I'd find it.
Per million.
So your maximum THC level in food products, such as hemp seed oil,
10 parts
is 10 parts per million.
Now, how much is that really? Like, are you going to get a buzz out of that?
No. No, I mean, average ingested, the average dose that you would start to feel for most people is probably 3 milligrams of THC. And that's only from basically seeing it.
But is it, okay, medicinally, what is it going to, is it going to help with pain? Is it going to help with nausea? Is it going to generally straighten you out?
The hemp seed oil itself?
Yes.
Yeah, all of it will help because it still got some of those other trace cannabinoids that are going to be going into the endocannabinoid system.
Now, if somebody can, if somebody can handle raw cannabis and they grind it up and mix it in with a little oil and put it into a capsule and pops one of them things every day.
Oh, God.
It would taste gross.
Yes.
Oh, my God, and I'd wind up in the hospital.
Yeah, and there'd be no consistency. Because you're going to be putting the plant matter in there too.
Yes.
All right, so then there'd be no real consistency between doses.
Because you can't, this bud is just the same as this bud. No, never happened.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. And then the other one is you're going to be ingesting some fairly abrasive fiber at the same time.
Yeehaw! If
Okay,
you got
so
Crohn's disease, baby, that stuff's. I'd rather eat a broken light bulb.
Okay, so guys, give us some alternatives then.
Oil.
Make it into an oil. If you can't make it into a pure cannabis extract oil, then go the next step and do an extraction with like a magic butter machine and do it with coconut oil or olive oil or an oil. But you would end up having to add hemp seed oil more to your diet. All I've done is cheat it by adding the two oils together, letting them attach to the omega-3 lipids to take full advantage of it.
So you get the omega-3 where you wouldn't okay, so using the hemp seed oil, you get omega-3s. Using the coconut oil, because there's medicinal value in coconut as well,
you get the omega-6, but there's also omega-6 in hemp seed oil.
Okay,
and
so you get a
GLA,
2,4 in
which
the
is
oil.
Good omega-6.
It's got omega-3, 6, and 9, I think, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. And what sort of things are those? Is that good for? Stomach issues, things like that?
Omega-3s?
Yes.
Omega-3s are for everything. The human body absorbs those fats, all the omega lipids.
Okay.
It uses what it gets, and the rest of it gets stored. So the majority of stored fat in your body is omega-6 because that's what's predominantly in your diet on a regular basis. Omega-3 gets utilized completely. There is no storage of omega-3 because you never give yourself enough of it. So by adding your cannabis to an omega-3 oil, then you don't have to worry about how much of it's sitting in the fat cells as waste product.
I get you.
Making it work more efficiently is basically what it does. And omega-3s open up the CB2 receptors.
But you can't cook with it.
No. But you can make like I say, a tincture. I can make a tincture of pure cannabis extract and hemp seed oil, put it on a spray bottle, and spray it on any cooked food. And I've instantly medicated and I can do it at regulated doses.
And it's not heated.
Never been heated.
Okay, now is this using decarboxylated cannabis?
The process of making cannabis oil is decarboxylating it.
As it happens.
Yes.
So you don't have to do that beforehand. You don't have to break it up and put it in the oven and let it do its thing.
I don't, because I don't like the flavor of doing that.
But you can.
That's exactly what Sativex is there's this decarboxylated before it's processed. So you can taste the burnt plant matter in that spray.
Okay, can you explain to me and everybody else who might be listening, the 2 or 3 people, what's the difference between decarboxylated and not decarboxylated?
Not decarboxylated is known as THCA or acid, and it is not psychoactive. You don't get any psychoactive effects off of THCA. Still has medicinal value, yes, but there's no buzz associated with it. By heating it up, and it's the same with a lot of other products and things that are done, heating it up converts one of the carbon molecules on the chain to basically pop off and disappear. Doesn't really disappear, it just drops off.
Yeah.
When that drops off, it becomes THC, and that is psychoactive.
Okay, and then you've got THCA that when heated converts to THC, so you get more. Is that right?
Right. So when you smoke a joint, what happens is you're literally decarboxylating
as you're smoking it.
As you're smoking.
As it's burning, basically.
Because it's getting a massive amount of heat, which creates a vapor, which you inhale, followed by the smoke of the burning plant matter.
And if you're using oil, that was already decarboxylated by being made.
Right.
Oil, so.
Now, you can smoke this as well?
Oil?
Yes.
Not if it's mixed with hemp seed oil, I wouldn't.
No. You can smoke ISO?
That's all I smoke.
Okay, so you
I
can
don't like
smoke
the taste
it.
of pot.
You can smoke it. You can also use it to make tinctures and other medibles.
Yeah.
And okay,
when
so
we were kids back in the 70s, we would buy this oil.
yeah,
And back then, it was just known as hash oil and grass oil.
$60
And
a
basically,
jar.
grass oil was somebody that did a batch and soaked it too long,
Actually,
and
it
it
was
came out
about
green.
$20
It's
a jar
the same
back then.
thing.
It was about $20 a jar back then.
I don't know, like $10 a
But
gram.
like you were saying with the e-joint, you can take the cannabis oil now
and use that
instead
in
of turning it into a tincture. You use the propylene glycol.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
And that dissolves it faster and better, and you get a better product.
You know what? I've
That's
tried
for the
it.
E6.
I've tried it because several years ago we all got sent some e-cigarettes, and it was before they outlawed it in Canada with the actual. I still got juice here. Don't tell anybody with nicotine in it. But now you can't even. I mean, there's still companies that do it, but it's with the nicotine. The juice is illegal in Canada, and we got these e-cigarettes, and I was like, experimenting. So I was doing the show with Amy Brown at the time, and she made some tincture for me, and I burned it in there, and it was an alcohol tincture, though. So everybody was like, "Don't blow yourself up, Al," But so then I tried it with somebody sent me some with the glycol, and it worked really, really well. And then I found out that in doing some research, the e-cigarette stuff is the e-juice, as they call it, is made with the glycol.
Yeah.
So you're just using it. You're using the glycol as a carrier for the cannabis, like they do for
the cannabis oil.
For the oil, like they do with nicotine.
Yeah.
For the e-cigarettes. So if you go out and buy a reasonably priced reusable one that you can fill up, have at her, man. It's going to work. I mean, they don't last that long, but it'll work fine if you don't, modify it. Modify it, man. Or
buy cartridges, refill your own cartridges.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Mine, you could get refilled cartridges for the tobacco or for the nicotine, right? But not for the thing now. And then shortly after that, they started coming out with the preloaded cartridges you can get. Now, in Canada, are those available now?
You can get different tops that you can fill with whatever juice you want, and that all you need is one of those to put your juice in.
So you can go into a dispensary and get some oil and make yourself a tincture and then put it in those e-cigarettes.
Yes.
Or you could, because I think it's a little too thick as an oil to put it into an e-cigarette, isn't it?
Right. It's not designed for that thick of an oil.
You'll gum it up.
So the nicotine one uses propylene glycol for the carrier.
Yeah.
So you use the same thing for your cannabis oil.
Is that easy to get?
Is what easy to get?
The glycol.
Propylene glycol.
Amazon.com.
You can't get it.
Amazon.
You can get it on Amazon.
You can get anything on the internet,
Yeah, evidently not 99% grain alcohol though.
Yeah, that one's a little harder.
Which is I don't get that.
That one's tightly controlled.
Is that like fucking moonshine in Canada or something?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yep, that's pretty much it. It's pure alcohol. I mean, we used to see it at one time a lot from St. Pierre Miquelon.
Well, isn't that Alcool?
Yeah.
Or Everclear.
It was Alcool from
You
St.
can't
Pierre.
buy that. You can't buy that at LCBO anymore because I have.
You can't buy it in Nova Scotia.
Can you get it in Ontario?
Brunswick or PEI.
It's in Quebec. Those crazy guys, they got it.
I've walked in and bought a bottle, a 40 of Alcool. I drank the whole thing that night. We made killer Kool-Aids, but that's the same shit?
That's the shit.
And I don't know if you can get it in Ontario. We're going to have to find out.
I don't think you can. I think Quebec and I think Alberta are the only places in Canada that you can get it.
Well, we need to work on changing that as well. We need to change a lot of things. Yeah, but I like the idea of using grain alcohol because you can reuse it.
Yeah, but we were talking about that. If you turn around and you're reusing, recycling your solvent,
Yeah.
and you get a batch that you process that comes out with a really funky taste and smell.
Yeah.
Well, your solvent that you just reclaimed is also going to have that funky taste and smell. And then you're going to put it into your next batch.
I hear you.
Right? I wouldn't be too concerned about pathogens living in that much alcoholic vapor, but I know taste and smell has this bad habit of permeating itself.
Well, you know, cannabis is a funky thing. I mean, I made a fresh batch of butter, and it only lasted a little while before it started getting funky. And I mean, obviously there was something up with the product, but that's the first time that's ever happened to me. And it really sucks because it was Buster's medicine. So
yeah, that bites.
Yeah,
I've always found that the butters and even baked goods, they've got a very short life out of the fridge.
No, this was kept in the fridge, dude.
No, but even in the fridge, it's not a long life. I mean, it's longer than on the counter, but yeah, and then you want to have it for a long time. You take out what you need, you freeze the rest.
Yeah, that's generally what we do.
Yeah.
But somehow, the pesky little mold crept in there and fucked everything up.
Even if I make gummy bears, I mean, in less than 2 weeks, they got white dots coming up on them. So, I mean, it doesn't take long. That's keeping them in the fridge almost the whole time.
Yeah. So give us another alternative.
Keep them in the fridge all the time.
What? Keep it in the fridge all the time? Don't ever take it out?
Well, just refrigerate what you're using, put the extra in the freezer, and you should not have to worry about losing anything. But you got to be vigilant. It's like people that want to cure their cannabis. If you don't watch what you're doing in the jars, one of these days you open a jar full of moldy weed.
That's right.
Oh, I mean, I've had that happen. Oh man, was that a piss off?
Right. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, you drop the ball, so you get spanked. You won't let it happen again, will you?
No.
No. There you go. That's all there is to that. Yeah.
We all learn from our stupid mistakes because we've all done it.
They're not stupid mistakes, though.
Well, no, we'll call them stupid mistakes because we think they're stupid afterwards.
They feel stupid when they're costly.
Oh, yes.
Well,
very much so. And look at somebody like me who researches and tests, and imagine how much I've wasted through the mistakes that I claim are stupid mistakes. Now, because I know better.
You know, I don't want to jinx myself, so I'm not going to even join that conversation because I don't want to jinx myself. Because when I lose product, man, that's pretty serious.
But you did lose product.
I did, and it sucked. Well, what really sucked is
no matter what.
My dog actually lost product.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, your dog suffered because of that one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, okay. Let me ask a quick dog question. Raw cannabis in food.
Pardon me?
In food. Is that okay?
Dogs are omnivores, and they'll process vegetation much the same way that we do. So too much plant matter is like too much fiber.
Okay, but a pinch
is
going to give him enough whatever to help him get through the day. Or
a pinch of what? Just dried plant matter?
Yeah, ground up bud.
I don't know. It wouldn't hurt him.
Well, I don't know. It works. He likes it.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt him.
He also, but Buster also, if I called him and held this thing, I got a stem here, a pretty hefty stem here, and he'd just nosh on that thing for hours, man, like a bone.
Right.
My dogs won't touch the stuff.
Really?
They get cannabis oil that's infused with coconut oil every day, but they don't touch raw, fresh, or dried plant. They just won't touch it.
I would do that. I was giving him a tincture. And it was a glycol-based tincture, I believe, and it lasted a long time. He was only getting, I got a teaspoon in the morning and a teaspoon in the evening, and he loved it. He was running around like a frickin' puppy. He's asleep right now.
My dog's 15. When I give 14. It to him and when I don't, you can tell the difference.
Yeah, mine's 14, and I wish I had enough to tell the difference, but I see him the same as me when I don't have. So that's why I'm asking, when I do have, if I grind up a little bit, how much would you suggest, if that's the only means I have to do?
But you make butter, right?
Yeah, but not unless I have access to shake and leaf, so... No, I don't. If I have cannabis, I have bud and butter. Yeah, but that...
It just sounds wrong. That's all. You can't get your head around it.
I need it.
It's heartbreaking to take a half a pound of bud and crush it up in a bucket and pour a bunch of solvent on it.
A half a pound?
Yeah.
You almost made him cry there.
Dude, I'm lucky if I get a half an ounce a month.
Right,
okay?
But everybody should be able to make at least a batch of a half a pound at a time.
That's why if they were growing fields of this stuff, none of us have to worry about this crap.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. And on that note, what do we got for happening next week? Are we going to do a Christmas show? We going to be all festive and shit and play silly Christmas songs that are cannabis related?
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, 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 ho.
Oh, you can pick out the songs all you want. The 4th is next week, isn't it?
Yes, sir. And
I'm looking at the schedule.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not looking at my calendar.
We're not going to do a 25th show, right?
Oh God, no. You crazy? I'll be eating turkey.
When's Hanukkah start?
14th.
So we're going to do an 18th show?
If you like.
Why are we talking about Christmas stuff? Oh my God!
Because it's next month.
You're making me cringe.
It's only 4 weeks away, dude. That's why. Not even 3 weeks away. You got to get out there and shop. Shop, you stoner. Shop.
I don't want it.
He's got all this Christmas shopping done. Give me twice as much as what you got me last year, right?
It's a different color this time.
Awesome.
I only buy for the kids. That's it. I am.
I don't want to buy for anybody.
No, I promised I'd help Chip. Now I'm gonna commit myself here. I promised I would help Chip for a new TV for the living room. So.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
You get to use the TV?
Well, no. When I'm there, I do.
Oh.
I have my own TV. I have a nice big 40.
You never get to use the remote control when you're there either.
Actually, I'm the techie. I'm the techie of the family, so yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. This is broken. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know who Chris has got lined up for guests for next week yet.
What? Who? What?
Well, you know what? I would like to have some patients on again. We haven't had patients on with some...
Chris, bring one of your patients on.
Happy stories to tell us about their success. And if you want to leave a successful message on our answering machine during the week, you can. Just look us up on, Skype. Or call 323-795-2420. 2420. Yeah.
There you go. Or hit us up on Facebook.
Hit us up on Facebook, 420 Radio Show.
Tell us how awesome you're doing. Or, if you're one of those rare ones that says cannabis didn't work, come and tell us that too.
Yeah. We like to hear.
I haven't met anybody yet that honestly tried it that said it didn't work.
I've had a few people tell me, "No, I don't smoke that because it made me paranoid." That's usually
all I ever have to say about that is, so you tried it once.
Yes.
There's like 2,000 different kinds. You tried one kind, one time, and you had a problem, and you're done with it.
Well,
really?
some people don't want to smoke. They just don't want to smoke. I am a smoker. I went from
so the person goes to the doctor and
smoking
gets a
pot.
pills that makes them see blue spots everywhere, and that's perfect.
And then he goes back and he gives him a different one, and then a different one.
That's kind of trippy, actually.
It's the same damn thing.
Can I have one?
Except this one's safe.
Does it see PM on it?
I had the television playing on in the background today, and I was listening. The commercial caught my ear because it was about MS, and all of a sudden it turned into a pharmaceutical commercial for a drug for MS, and because of the U.S. law, which I actually love, but people are still too stupid to listen, lists all the side effects.
Yeah, I've seen that commercial.
Phenomenal how many side effects are for this drug, including may cause PML, which is a serious brain infection that could cause death. Yeah, the shit can kill you. But
yet we can't have cannabis.
We can't have cannabis.
No, we're not allowed.
More than proved its worth to me for MS.
But Mr. Trudeau has said he's going to make sure that we can. We just have to wait and see and stop listening to mainstream media because they're blowing smoke up your ass to make a fucking headline.
That's right.
Well, they should do something about all the people that are still in the fucking courtrooms.
Yes. They should be sitting in the courtroom reporting on these stories, not on if a dispensary is frickin' legal or not. These dispensaries are helping people, making them sure that they can actually survive in some cases. So, do some research. Let me ask a question, Marcel. Are dispensaries legal in Canada? Yes or no?
Technically, no.
Technically, explain, please. You got the minute.
That's the gray area of the whole law thing right now. Because of the Smith ruling, it allows patients to sell to other patients.
Which in most cases, dispensaries start out that way.
Correct.
Okay.
And most dispensaries, in all honesty, start out with patients helping other patients, then turning it into a very lucrative business that can service a wider range.
Yeah. And
the problem is the pricing schedule is still the black market's pricing schedule.
Do you think that that's going to change once that funny little word starts hitting the fan, legalizing?
I don't know. I mean, because the right solution is just to take it off the CDSA. If people want to grow it and treat it like tomatoes, because it's more like that. And there was an article about the FDA is coming down on, I think, Young Living and another one, essential oils for the health claims that they're putting on for the different essential oils.
Yeah.
The health claims that they're putting on aren't really misleading, but only because on a pharmaceutical standpoint, it doesn't fit in with their model of thinking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
they can't have one drug that does all these things. It doesn't make sense.
Right. Cannabis essentially is an essential oil, and it's no different than camphor or peppermint or cinnamon or any of the other essential oils, which also have medicinal benefits. And this is why they have a hard time understanding how to control it. If cannabis was treated like tomatoes, then everybody would grow it who wanted to, and whoever didn't don't have to. If you don't want to grow it, then you go buy it from somebody who's producing it commercially, like you would buy tomatoes and corn and everything else.
Is the whole legalization thing working in Colorado and Washington? I heard they've made what?
It's making good money in taxes.
$300 billion or something like that in taxes.
No, I think 300 billion might be a bit high. I saw 15 million.
Okay, well, whatever it is,
day.
I'm exaggerating, obviously, but whatever it is, they've even started. They put money into it from weed taxes. They're putting money into food banks, schools. They're offering scholarships with it. You know,
because look at the prices that they're charging.
True enough, but they are going down. No. We've got to have Christian Hagaseth on the show again and find out what's really going on.
Yeah, we'll find out from him if the prices in Colorado are going down.
Yeah, I'll set that up to do that.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know.
Yeah. If you are up for kind of like being a roving reporter in your area, let us know, because, I mean, we're sitting up here. I'm in Ontario. Marcel's in Nova Scotia. Chris is in Nova Scotia. Lori's in Ottawa. And Brian, who has not been around much, is in Arkansas. We have, we want to know what's going on.
We want to hear from your town.
Yeah. What's going on, man? What are you smoking?
Yeah.
Yep. So, 9 o'clock.
Maybe Nancy and Dale and Ramona will start doing some roving.
Dale
reporting.
is actually just down the road from Brian in Arkansas.
We'll do some roving reporter.
Do some roving reporting. Just take your cell phone and report a little thing, and then send it to me, and we'll put it on the show. How's that? Easy as that.
There you go.
This is the 420 Radio Show. I'm Al.
And I'm Marcel. And Chris.
I'm trying to find the microphone button.
Chris muted himself again. He was doing dab hits again.
Yeah. We'll be right here. lifestyleradio.net. 7 o'clock next week. Bye. Here's some Georgia satellites for you. Keep your hands to yourself right here. Lifestyle Radio. Lifestyle Radio.
I got a little change in my pocket going jingle-lang-a-lang. Wants to call you on the telephone, baby. I give you a ring, but each time we talk, I get the same old thing. Always no huggy, no kissy until I get a wedding ring. My honey, my baby, don't put my love up on no shelf. She said, don't give me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself.
like music, you like weed. Well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is not much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiva grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
I'm trying to get on this lifestyle radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.